Welcome back, children. Today in this session, we are going to learn Unit 5 in Software Project Management, which is creating a framework for monitoring and control. So in this session, we are going to cover progress monitoring, cost monitoring, earned value analysis, defect tracking, and issues tracking. So now let us see what is the framework for monitoring and control in project management. So let us start with the starting process where we will be publishing with the initial plan, and then we will gather the project information, that is we will gather the requirements that are needed for doing the projects, and we will compare the project progress versus the targets. That means here we will fix some targets, and if we will test here whether we are reaching to that targets or not. So if we are satisfied with the targets, then we will be moving to the next step where the project will be completed. If the project is well completed, then we will end the project. So after that, we will review the project, and if there are any suggestions, then we will do those suggestions and we will document all the conclusions. So if while we are comparing the project progress with the targets, if we are not satisfied, then we will again take a remedial action here and publish the revised plan. Okay. And after publishing this revised plan, again we will send back this, and again we will gather the requirements that are needed. We will refine the requirements, and again we will continue the remaining process where the progress of the project is again compared with the targets that are set with the project. So the next step is project progress and monitoring. So in project progress and monitoring, the actual measured results will be compared and evaluated, and that is very much and that is the basic principle of project monitoring process. So whenever there is a variance or corrective action is required, then to keep the project on schedule and on budget. So the inputs for the project monitoring are project plan and project reports. So this both contains the data that is collected from the project team. So the next is cost monitoring. This cost monitoring is a very important in software project management, where the cost monitoring is also called as expenditure monitoring, where this is an important component of the project control. So the cost control process project monitors the project progression and update the cost while managing changes to the project. So a project might be on time, but only because more money has been spent on activities than originally budgeted. So this cost monitoring helps to identify the deviations to the project planned and possible corrective actions to minimize those threats and or capitalize the opportunities. And the next important topic in this unit is earned value analysis. So earned value analysis is an industry standard method which is used for measuring projects progress, and at any given point in time this is very much useful for forecasting the completion date and final cost, and analyze the variances in the schedule and budget as the project proceeds. The earned value analysis compares the planned amount of work with which has actually been completed, and to determine if the cost, schedule, and work accomplished are progressing in accordance with the plan or not. In earned value analysis, task that is not started is assigned with a value 0, and as work is completed, it is considered to be earned. So the common methods which are used in earned value analysis are the 0 by 100 technique, the 50 by 50 techniques, and the milestones techniques. Defects tracking. So before moving to this defects tracking, let us know what is an error, what is a defect, and what is a bug. So error is a mistake that is done during coding. So error is a mistake that is done while doing coding. So whereas a defect is an error which is identified during testing by the tester. When compared this with the bug, a bug is nothing but an error, a defect that is identified by the development team. So now let us see what is defects tracking. So defect tracking is an important process in software project, and it is a very complex and critical task, and as it involves hundreds of defects. So one of the challenging factor is managing, evaluating, and prioritizing these defects. So the number of defects get multiplied over a period of time, and to effectively manage them, defect tracking system is used to make the job easier. So there are different parameters for tracking these defects. Now let us see what are the different parameters that are used for this defect tracking. So the first one is defect ID. So we have to add a defect ID using a naming convention whenever a defect is identified. So the next one is reporter name, where the name of the one who found this defect has to be included. And a defect in general, it will be defected by the tester. So the reporter name, usually it will be the tester name, but sometimes it may be a developer also. And the next one is defect reported date. So the defect tracking report also consists of defect reported date, where the date of the defect reported will be included. And the next one is who detected. So we have to add the designation of the one who found the defect. And the next parameter is how detected. So we have to check whether we have to also include how this defect has been detected. So it can be done by testing, or it can be done by review, or it can be done through walkthrough. So here in this defect parameter report, here in how detected, we have to specify whether it is detected by testing, or it is identified by review or by walkthrough. So that also we have to include this in defect tracking report. So the next parameter in defect tracking is project name. So we have to add the name of the project where this defect has been occurred. So if it is a product, then we have to add the product name, or if it is a project, then we have to add the project name. And the next parameter is release or build version. So we have to add the version details here. So the next parameter in defect parameters is defect or enhancement. So we have to add whether it is a defect or it is an improvement. So if it is already existing, then what improvement that you are making to that defect. So that also you have to include in this parameter, defect parameter. And the next parameter is environment. So we have to, in this parameter, we have to add the operating system details and the browser details and other related to the test environment. So whatever the environment that we are doing, so those details also should be included in this environment parameter in defect tracking. So the next and important parameter in defect tracking is priority. So we have to add the priority of the bug by specifying like a high priority defect, or medium priority defect, or low priority type defect. So here we can assign the priority of the defect, and we have to specify that in the priority field of the defect parameter. And the next parameter is severity. So we have to specify the severity of the bug. So here also we can specify whether it is a critical bug or high priority bug or medium bug or low bug. So depending on these values, that means that a bug can be a critical bug, a bug can be a high priority bug, and a bug can be a medium or low. So depending on the severity, we have to specify the a category here. And the next parameter in defect tracking is status. So we have to add the status of the bug here, where if you just found and posting it, then it will be a new. So that means that if you have just identified that bug, that defect now itself, then the state of that bug will be new. So there are some other states and a defect cannot be in the same state. The defect can change from one state to another state, and there are different states for a defect, and a defect can be in any one of the state, like it can be in new state, or it can be in assigned state, or it can be in open, fixed, test, verified, closed, reopen, duplicate, deferred, rejected, and cannot be fixed, not reproducible, need more information. These are all the different status of the defects, and a defect can be in any one of these mentioned states. And the next one is description. So we have to add a detailed description about the defect in this parameter. And the next parameter is expected result. So we have to mention the expected results here, which is available in your test case document. And the next parameter is actual result. So we have to mention the actual result here, which is also available in the test document. And the next parameter is defect close date, defect close date. So we have to add the defect close date. That means that if the defect is closed and on which date that defect has been closed, we have to mention in this parameter. And the next topic is issue tracking. So the ability to manage issues throughout the life cycle of a project and throughout the life of the resulting product. So once a product is delivered, not only planned improvements need to be managed, but issues customers report when using the product also need to be considered. Issue tracking helps to teams to record reported issues, their due dates for resolution, and their assignment to individuals, making issue management far easier to incorporate into overall project management. Thank you.